to see. So it'll, once you've now started it, now it'll, so you start talking, but they won't see it for another 10, 15 seconds.
30 seconds, whatever. So I hit start broadcast and nothing has changed on the actual page. Should I
it'll stay the same. The only difference is now, see, now I can see us.
Can you?
Yeah.
But I can't see us.
Refresh it.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Sometimes it remembers and it doesn't. Sometimes it'll automatically load. Sometimes it doesn't.
And there it is. Okay.
Yeah. So here's what you could do as well. While we're at it, let's set it up where you don't see the black bars.
Yeah. How do we do that?
Go into, let me mute this a little bit so I don't hear it when I play it. Go now back to the code on your site where you see the sizes. And what you do is, and it's different for where you embed it, but you play around with it a little. So what I would do in your case, because you're seeing the bars above, what that means is your video is too wide.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you want to make it wider. So take the second number. You'll see it says like 340 by 480 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. The second number, change it, make it like 560 maybe. Make it a little wider.
So right now it's the width is 420 and the height is 315.
Yeah, so make the width, maybe even make it like 520 and see what that looks like. Tell me when you...
Width 520 and keep the other number.
Yeah, keep the other one.
Okay.
For now. We might be able to make it a little wider. I just want to see how that looks on the space.
And I didn't increase it. You've said before to increase it to even larger.
Yeah. See, so now if you refresh your page, you'll see you've almost completely eliminated the black bars already.
That's pretty good.
But you can still make it wider. So what I would do, why don't you make the width? See if you can go 600. What was the height?
The height was 315 and the width was 520.
See what it looks like at 350 by 600. And so this is how I do it. I just adjust it till it looks pretty solid.
Right.
And it's kind of a hit or miss thing.
Right.
But it gets rid of the black bars, you know, pretty significantly.
Cool.
Yeah, that looks pretty good like that.
Yeah. Yeah. The black bars are almost completely gone.
So to finish off the black bars, really, I'd try even making it like 620, see if that fits, and that'll probably be perfect.
Okay.
And then what you're doing, when you're sharing your slideshow, you usually have it on kind of a minimized window, right? Well, why don't we practice that? I'll get you to share your slideshow with me in a moment once we get the comments figured out.
Hey, you know what? I think the black bars are just about gone. Yeah, pretty close.
Nice. Yeah, that's perfect. That looks good.
That'll be good.
Yeah, that looks good. So that's a good size. So write that size down somewhere. So anytime you go to embed it, you just pop that in and you're good to go.
620 by 350. Okay.
So
that's
for
cool.
your blog, that's a good color.
Okay. And then we wanted to call up the slideshow. Is that the next plan?
Well, let's get the comments in there.
Yeah. And I thought I had it and it didn't work out, so I was a little frustrated because I had it for a while, but then on the day of, it went away. So we can try it again.
Let's do it.
I seem to recall that you sent me the link to the WordPress page where you do that.
Yeah, I can send that to you right now if you need.
I'm looking.
I'll send it in the chat here.
Okay. Yeah. It's back in our chat, but it's a ways. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. Yeah, I'll look for yours. Actually, strangely enough, I'm not getting it from you. You sent me something else in the chat, and I haven't received it.
Over at the left, look for the little blue boxes. You might have to initiate it.
What? Overlap. What blue boxes do you mean?
In the Hangout, if you right above the screen
Oh,
share for me.
you sent it to me through Hangout. So I thought you
Oh
sent.
yeah. Oh okay. Face. Oh yeah. I'm sending it right in the Hangout.
Oh, okay. Right. So
Too many options.
there really are. I'm sorry. This is the second one, right?
Yeah, the top one is the summit page that you can
Right.
check out after.
Actually, this this is great, but it's on the wrong computer.
So
Can you send me that same information in the Facebook?
yeah.
And that's how we'll do it. Yeah. If you could send it over there, then I can put it on the right computer. This was actually another question that I had was, you know, let's say that, it's like I'm doing the Hangout on my laptop.
Yep.
On my regular computer, I've got the slideshow. Where can I actually? But then I need another computer to look at my homepage to look at the chat. I almost need 3 computers.
You can actually do it.
It's crazy.
The way I do it when I share my slides,
Yeah.
I share them from a shrunken window, and I can show you how to do that. So what I could do
Shrunken
is,
window.
let's say you've got your chat box. What you can actually do is have your slide box just sized enough where you can see the chat beside it.
Oh, wow, that's a new one for me.
So I'll show
All
you.
right. So anyway, you just sent over.
I sent you 2 links. The
Yeah.
top one's the one you're looking for.
Yeah. So you sent me. All right, and then I think I clicked on it, and it opened up Facebook comments. It's the comments plugins page. So I'm assuming what I want to do for this is put my webpage, the one that says today's webinar,
Yep.
and put that URL into there.
Yeah, just copy the URL and paste it in there.
Yeah. There was one thing that I was curious about, which was it says number of posts.
That's how much to show. So without someone having to click show more.
So what would you put?
I normally put 5 or 7.
Okay.
And as you get more popular with them, you can put more. But at first, I usually just put like 5 or 7.
Okay, and then go down. Just put that in, and then go down to the bottom and hit get code.
You got it. And then just post it right beneath your video.
All right, where is the get code? Okay, I hit get code, and then I don't see the code. Should it have popped up somewhere?
It shows up. Where does it show up? Let me click it.
In the past, it seems like it's popped up almost like in a separate window. But strangely enough, when I just did it now, I don't see the code anywhere.
Make sure you might have to put in a width.
Oh, okay.
And I just put usually like 500 is a nice base, but you might want to put 600 so it kind of goes with your
okay.
With your
okay, let's see what happens now when I hit get code. Like I'm waiting for the get code to pop up somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, this time it did. And then there's 2 things. There's something for JavaScript, and then down below it says place the code for your plugin wherever you want it to appear. Do I need that JavaScript stuff?
No, just the solid HTML should show up fine.
I don't need the JavaScript.
No, I would ignore that for now.
Okay, so I've done that.
We'll see what it looks like.
I'm going to put this in here at the bottom, and I'm going to update. Let's see if this works. And I am not seeing a Facebook page. I'm not seeing the Facebook comments. If you take a look at the page, we're there, but the Facebook comments didn't show up.
Why are they not showing up?
Yeah, that's what happened to me the other day. No idea.
Let me try quick.
Yeah. Unless I need that JavaScript.
shouldn't though. It shouldn't need it.
It said to
can-
place it ideally right after the opening body tag, but I didn't see any body tag in there.
Well, what you would do, and I'd have to try to remember. So go back to the editing of your post,
Yeah.
and if you scroll down to the very bottom, sometimes there's options where you can place code.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And you can post. Maybe you do need you used to not need the JavaScript. I didn't in the past.
Yeah, I'm going down excerpt, comments, scripts, easy
Scripts.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. Yeah, scripts.
Scripts should be if you post it in the scripts.
That would be cool.
Maybe try post the JavaScript part in the scripts.
Oh, the Java. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the HTML you put under the video,
Yeah.
that's where it's going to go, and then you might need the JavaScript just to tell it to activate. So the JavaScript part you'd put in the script part.
Ooh.
And see if it works. If not, we'll come up with another solution.
Right. Because yeah, the having the chat is essential. It's like, I don't get the data I need if I don't do that.
Yeah. Well, and you can. I mean. Oh, there it is.
I just hit refresh. Look at that. And actually, they're already. Please let me know your. So I put those in the other day, and then there's something from Elizabeth Espinoza.
Cool.
I don't know who she is, but maybe it was there. Somebody else found it.
Yeah, really. Maybe there was something there.
Yeah, maybe there was something there that I didn't see, but okay, so that's something to know then. Put the JavaScript in the
JavaScript. That's so I used to not have to do that when I did it, but I haven't used Facebook comments for almost a year now.
Are the Facebook comments appearing on my Facebook page as well?
Not in general. And so you'll see if you go down, and this is what I always tell people to make them comfortable to go. When they go to comment, you'll see, and this is what I tell people at the beginning, after I've got them excited about what's coming up, I'll usually just say something, comment, ask your questions below. You'll see Facebook comments, but it won't post to Facebook. You'll see a checkbox below when you're writing a comment. If you want it to post to Facebook, you can check that box.
Right.
But if not, just leave it unchecked and you're just talking with us here. It's all private.
Right. Got it.
And so that's what I tell people. And that's why I like Facebook comments, because when people comment, it stays there. So you don't have to be monitoring it the whole time. You can be going through your presentation and then you can see, well, let's see if there's any comments, and you can go over to Facebook comments. You can look at it. At the end, you can scroll back. If people are asking questions and you're going to get to them at the end, you can go back through and see the order people asked comments in. Because you'll see, if you go under at the comments, you'll see where it says 4 comments.
Yeah.
You'll also see to the right, it says sort by. And usually it's already set to oldest.
Yeah.
So as people post, it's in order. So you don't have to always be watching. You can go back and you'll know where you left off and you can keep looking.
Right. Yeah, I see that. Well, I think we've got it wired now.
So that's
in theory.
Yeah. Well, but now so what I would do is put the comments in right now, like your main webinar page.
Yeah.
Build a comment plugin, go paste it right now.
It's in there right now.
Yeah.
It's there.
And so you've got, because there's the webinar. So I would leave the comments there and
just replace the embed code for the new Hangout.
And so for now, just delete this video here. And when the day of 20, 30 minutes before you go live, launch your Hangout, get the embed code, put it in. And that way you'll be able to see the size and you'll be able to see if it shows up. Just don't hit live and all it'll say is coming soon. So you can get the size right, you can see it, and that way when you go live, what I do is when I go live, when I'm about to go live, like 30 seconds before I hit the live button, what I do is tell people, about to go live, refresh your screen and see in a moment. And that just makes sure that people, all right, refresh. You know you've got the Hangout locked in. You're broadcasting. You're good to go.
And how would I do that? Actually, how would I let people know about to go live, refresh the screen? Would I just do that?
Put it right in the Facebook comments.
Oh, in the Facebook comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the Facebook comments are always live from the second they get there. So if you type something in the Facebook comments right now, it'll load in there and save. So right before you go live, you just tell, because they'll be sitting there basically looking at the comments on a coming soon video.
And should I sort it by sort it by newest? Because if I, at the moment, as a new comment comes in, it goes further down.
I like oldest for you because it's going to help you keep track and answer people in order. But each individual person can set it to however they want.
Okay.
So if people are participating in it, they can set it to newest.
Right.
But absolutely, you can do it that way and go backwards with it. It really comes down to, as you do it, you're going to find a way that you like addressing it more than another.
Well, I think that we've got something that's working today, so I'm going to assume that it's working on Thursday.
Should work. So what I want you to do is share your screen with me right now. Share your presentation.
The presentation's on that other computer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the problem, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, what I was doing during the webinar is that I had.
So you can just click at the bottom and switch between them.
Yeah, I was just switching back and forth between them.
So I'll just tell you, you can practice it and see how it goes. But when you do your slideshow, is it a PowerPoint that you're using?
Yeah.
What I do is I open up the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
And instead of running it like a slideshow, what I do is I go to view and I go to read mode. What that does is gives me a window, and I don't have the window maximized. I have it smaller. And it gets, in fact, why don't I just share? Do I even have a presentation on this computer? Give me a moment.
Sure. I'm going to go ahead and call mine up, and you can walk me through it. But I think we're getting pretty close here.
All right, so I just opened. Here's my slides. So let me see here. View, slide only. Okay, what's all this crap over here?
So I just opened up my my PowerPoint, and I've actually heard people say, "Oh, I actually like to show in like slide mode where you can actually see all the slides listed 1 through 8, and it just makes it more real and more transparent." I don't put it like that.
I don't do that for the reason. For the same reason that if I have a text-heavy slide, and you'll notice a lot of my webinars, I use pictures even.
Yeah.
Because as soon as people start, they read ahead. They read faster than you speak. And as soon as they get ahead, now they're just waiting for you to catch up to move on to what's next.
That's no good.
So they get bored of it. What I would do, here's the simplest way. Yeah. Unless you have weird animations in your slide, which I don't usually recommend anyway, save your presentation as a PDF.
Oh, that's
going to do two things. It's going to shrink the file, and it's also going to use less system resources, which means that any chance of you going out of sync really gets reduced.
Oh, I think actually I have to print it as a PDF, right?
There should be a save as, and then you can choose PDF in there.
Really?
Yeah. If you go save as, and sorry, I don't have my other computer. So
there it is, save as PDF. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once it's a PDF file, it becomes much easier, because now what you do is you open the PDF, shrink the window down so you can have the window nice and small. And then what you do is in a PDF, you can go to view.
How do you shrink the window down? What do you mean?
You can like minimize the window so it's not.
Oh, I see.
And then you can grab the corner and resize it however you want.
Okay.
This is how you're going to get rid of black bars.
When it's in a PDF, though, you still see all of the various menus and stuff, right?
That's where go to. You'll see view somewhere.
Yeah.
Click view, and you should see an option that says something like read mode, or
Read mode. Yeah.
yeah. Click read mode, and it should get rid of everything.
And it got rid of most of everything. Didn't get rid of it got rid of almost all of it.
What still shows?
File, edit, view, window, help, and the title.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's like just at the bar across the top.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. So I'll tell you why I do this way.
Uh-huh.
Now, share your screen with me, and I'll show you how to get rid of the bars. So share that PDF.
Well, that PDF is on my other
Yeah,
computer.
it's on another one. So I'll just tell you, sorry. When you share it, if you see black bars, and again, you can practice doing this before you go live, you can grab the corner of it and resize it. Just drag it around and you resize the screen. You can see actually as you're doing it right now, you'll see if there's black bars on the slide or not. You can grab the corner and just resize it until the slides take up pretty much the entire window.
Interesting.
And it doesn't need to take up your full screen for people to see it full screen. So now you can place that above the comments section on your site. And that's how you can still see your slides and scroll through them and still see the comments.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, yeah. I totally get it. And yeah, sure. Absolutely. So right now I've resized it. I have the presentation and it's positioned. Whoops, I lost it for a second there, but and it's heck.
And you might have to and what you do is once you have it set up where you've got your main window open with the comments and then you've got your PDF.
Yeah.
As long as those are the only two things you touched, is it a PC that you're using?
Yeah.
All you do is Alt Tab. So if you comment and you click off your presentation to comment and your PDF goes away, you hit Alt Tab and it'll pop back up right where it was. So that way you can confidently monitor those two. And then if you want to switch back to you just click the little U down in the corner and you're back to talking to them.
Yeah. So right now I've got my web page open.
Yeah.
And the presentation is right. The PDF is right above the comment box.
Perfect. Yeah, that's how I ran it for the longest time.
And you're not doing that anymore, though.
Now I use Webinar Jam.
Yeah.
It's a few $100s, but like I say, it's the way I do everything. Do it bare bones at first because it forces you to focus on your message.
Yeah, that's kind of my feeling is that right now I'm trying to save money and just get it down.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, the Webinar Jam is in the future. I haven't yet splurged on Optimized Press because again I'm trying to just keep my expenses down. But
and I'm a huge fan of that.
Yeah,
keep it simple. And again, what it does, not only does it force you to focus on your message, what it also does is it really gets you a lot more comfortable with things like this. When something doesn't work, coming up with a solution. Just you doing it on your own, learning how to broadcast it on YouTube and saving yourself doing that. Now us going through this. As you do it, if you end up getting something like Webinar Jam and you go to broadcast and you have a problem, you're much more likely to be able to fix the problem because you'll have an understanding of Hangouts and all the things that Hangouts does. So you'll know, is your problem happening in your Hangout or is it happening in Webinar Jam? If it's happening in Webinar Jam and not the Hangout, it'll take you 2 minutes to just send everyone over to it embedded on your site and you get to keep your webinar going. Or people who never do this have no idea what to do. It goes wrong, they cancel their whole webinar, and all they had to do is tell people to refresh.
Yeah, well, and what happened on Thursday was when I couldn't make this work, I saw that there was a link to the YouTube video, and I just said, great, I'm just gonna quickly give a link on the page to the YouTube video so that I can still make this work, and that worked out okay, and I was glad that I had gone through this whole process.
Yeah, so that's I'm a huge fan of it because you not only do you appreciate those other services more when you get them. If you ever need to hire someone down the road, you understand the work involved. So now if you ever wanted to hire someone to set up these webinars for you, you know that if they're charging you $500, you're getting ripped off because all you need to do is embed it in, put the email capture.
It's not hard. I mean, it's hard if you don't know how WordPress works and don't know that you can put embed codes into your edit screen and all that stuff. If you've been doing that for a while, it's we got through it pretty quickly today.
And it's the same, like, and that's why I'm such a huge fan of Optimized Press, because it makes it even easier, because it works as elements. So the way Optimized Press works, if I want to do the video, I have let's say a blank page. I say add element. I search video. I click video. It asks me, what size do you want? It has presets. I pick a size. Embed code here or link here. I put the link. So it almost walks you through it easier. And then you get to see where it's going to be on the page. Do I want it centered? Do I want it right aligned? So it makes it a little easier. Do I want comments? Add element, search comments.
Oh boy.
So it makes it a little bit easier to go through the steps, and then you can get more complicated with it. Do you want a picture?
Forward to that. I know you've posted a whole video on Optimized Press and how it works. I'll definitely be doing that
step by step.
Yeah, one thing at a time, step by step. This Thursday, I'm going to do the whole webinar again for my audience, and then my next task is I got to figure out how to build my list, because I think my current list is getting a little bit tapped out.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother ball of wax.
Naturally, you've got a good start at it with even just the way you've been interacting in some of the Facebook groups, like Freedom Hackers, posting that you had the problem doing it. Stuff like that. If you do post like that often enough, and I'm not saying like every day, but every now and then when you have a win, post a little win in there. When you have a loss, post a loss. Like, let people know, got it figured out and it worked this time, or I'm going to be doing this. Doing it in a way where you're just sharing, you're going to get people who end up trying to friend you or seeing what you're doing. And if the right people see it. So you're getting the idea with Freedom Hackers, but that might not necessarily be your ideal group, because most of the people in there don't have a team.
Yeah.
A lot of them are solopreneurs. So take those principles, though, that you're learning, and find a group where your type of people would be hanging out.
Yeah.
And you'll see the type of posts they do. And it might not be, oh my God, all the tech blew up on me, because they might not be interested in that. But it might be something completely random and different that they might like talking about, which is, I just ran into someone in the grocery store and had this experience. How do you deal with people like this? And so you start sharing stories like that. So that's the way to do it. It doesn't need to take months. Just takes, as you start to get the idea where you can see the type of interactions people do, and you just jump into it. Your real hard part is just finding the groups where you're more likely to find the people that resonate with you, which again is what most people skip. Most people will pay the money, get a fancy website, have an opt-in, and they'll run Facebook ads. But if you can't go find the groups where your people are having conversations, what makes you think you can just pay money and know who to target? You're just going to waste all your money with Facebook ads targeting the wrong people, because you don't yet understand, okay, these are the likes and interests they have. These are the things they talk about. That's the power of something like Facebook groups. You get to go spy on them and listen to them air their garbage.
Yeah. I've been doing LinkedIn groups, but interestingly, people don't talk very much in LinkedIn groups.
LinkedIn is much less of a social network.
Yeah, it's weird. They basically just give links to their blog entries.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I don't like it very much.
That's why Facebook's by far my favorite. Always will be.
Yeah, I just wrote down the list.
The reason is people are on Facebook. People are hanging out on Facebook, so they interact, they ask questions, they answer questions. Like, this is where they play.
Yeah. I love the idea of also setting up my own Facebook group and inviting people.
Yeah. And you do that once you know, like, this is what people respond to.
Yeah.
This is what they're looking for. Now I could do a group, because it's a lot of work to get people to a group. Mostly because it's a lot of work to get interaction.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to get it started up. So you need you can have a group and you'll have a little bit, but you need a plan to get it to launch. Like, I've got a whole plan set out. I built a Facebook group to have it there, to have a base of people. but you'll notice I don't do much in it because I haven't really launched it yet. Once I have my new programs and site launched, I've got a whole plan set up for that behind the scenes Facebook group. I'm going to be giving tons of value and information in there. People are going to love it to be a part of it because you're going to get to see a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and they're going to learn a ton being there, which is going to get the interaction up, which is going to help people share. Yeah. Where right now, if I just post something every now and then, you don't really have a reason to go, hey, what's going on in that group today?
Yeah.
Because it's me posting every now and then.
Exactly.
Groups, when you've got a good idea of what you want to do with it, that's when, something like a group is a great idea. But they're a lot of work to do properly. I'm an admin on a group that has about 20,000 people in it. There's like 10 admins in the group now. I'm one of like 10 because the number of spam comments and things like that you've got to monitor just gets out of hand. It's crazy.
I can believe it. And you're where? You're in Ottawa, are you?
Yeah.
Whereabouts? Or I don't know Ottawa. What's the capital of Ottawa?
Ottawa is the capital, and I'm in Ontario is the.
Oh, it's Ottawa, Ontario.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm in Ontario, and Ottawa is actually the capital city of Canada as a whole.
How far are you from Toronto?
4.5 hours.
Oh, it's a good long drive.
So it's doable in a day or so. I've done it, but it's not the most fun.
I hear Ottawa's a really nice town. The capital.
It's really nice. It's got its pros. The pros are there's a lot of green, a lot of trails, Rideau River. Like it's a very nice town. Lots of places to go for walks or bike rides, things like that. The problem is it's also the government town.
Right.
And with that comes a certain attitude, a certain personality in a lot of cases.
Yeah, same with Washington, D.C. It's a town that thrives on gossip and all that.
Yeah, so you get it.
we were out in Quebec last year. My mom grew up in Montreal, so she wanted to go back and see the old stomping grounds. So we flew out to Montreal. My uncle joined us from Toronto. He drove all the way from Toronto, and then we drove. My girlfriend and my mom and I drove over to Quebec City, and spoke a lot of French, and it was a lot of fun.
Beautiful place. So Montreal, I'm about an hour and a half away from Montreal.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So I'm much closer to Montreal. I'm kind of like, if you're driving from Toronto to Montreal, you'd probably pass through Ottawa area.
There you go. Well, thank you. I got to run, and you probably got to run too. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
I know I don't ever do this because I like people to figure it out themselves so you understand it. Yeah. The fact that you did it, it went wrong, and you recovered it, and you're like, I'm doing it again. It's like, yeah, I'll get on and help you. Because if I do this, people don't build up any kind of resistance, and you're not going to last because you're going to hit hurdles. You're going to hit other things that you won't even think of. If you're not willing to overcome it, it's a waste of all our time. But I have a feeling you're not giving up anytime soon.
No, I've got grit.
So I'm here, man. If you have questions, if things go wrong, send me a message. If I can help you out, I'm game. I'll help you out.
Really appreciate it, and I can't imagine what I could do for you, but the offer's out there.
I'll find something and I'll take you up on it.
Right on.
Have a good one, Dave.
What you should do is you should take me up. You should come out to San Francisco so I can show you around.
It's a place that I genuinely am looking at visiting very shortly. So
You've never been?
I will visit you. I've never been yet. My girlfriend's been, and she said it's an awesome place. It's the kind of place I'd love to be. So it's on my list, maybe even in the summer. So
that would be great. I mean, summer is cold, just so you know.
Oh yeah.
The fog rolls in.
I'm used to cold.
Yeah, but I mean, the weird thing is people come in the summer and they're not prepared for it. They come with shorts and T-shirts thinking, I'm going to California, and then they hit San Francisco and they have to buy sweatshirts. So
well, you're still pretty north there, aren't you? I mean, you're still pretty north in San Francisco.
The problem isn't that the problem with San Francisco is the city proper gets socked in with fog. Now, if you go 10 miles in any direction other than west, which would be the ocean, but if you go 10 miles any direction, you'll get out of the fog and it'll be 20 degrees warmer. So, and what happens is that, as far as I understand it, is that the heat particularly from the East Bay, Oakland and so on, the heat draws the fog in underneath it, pulls it right through to San Francisco where it stops. And so it could be in Fahrenheit, it could be 90 degrees 20 miles east of San Francisco, but the San Francisco is socked in with fog. And so
funny.
what happens is every weekend, everybody gets in the car to get out of San Francisco because they know that in 10 or 15 miles, it's going to be warm again. And so it's kind of weird. But San Francisco itself is cold and windy throughout the summer, and it's warm everywhere else. I live about an hour and a quarter north of San Francisco in the wine country, and it's hot as hell.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. So you come up here, you go wine tasting, it's beautiful.
That's awesome. Well, I might be meeting you sooner than you think then.
I would love it. That'd be great. Let me, as a way of thanks, I'd love to take you out.
Well, it's good chatting with you, Dave. And like I said, reach out if you have any other problems, and definitely keep me posted on how it's going.
I will, and I'll be doing the webinar on Thursday. So if you find yourself with a
send
block
out the reminder, and I'll try to jump on it.
Will do.
See you, Dave.
All right. Thanks so much.